All right, we are live on Facebook. Good morning, everyone. It's October 2021, and welcome to the October edition of Coffee with Cathy. I've got my coffee cup ready. It's one that a friend of mine gave me. It's the Serenity saying about the serenity to know the difference between where you can make a difference and where you can't. And boy, I love that about Kaiser because we find the place to make a difference every single day. It's my pleasure to welcome the couple of our regular contributors here today to talk with us, and a couple more will jump on soon. Betty Hart from the Kaiser Fire District and Jonathan Thompson from the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce. So I just want to bring you up to date on a couple of things that are happening around town. I know you're all out and about today, so if you're on Facebook Live with us, that's fantastic. Or share this with your friends and watch later. We all like to save money, and now is the time to start saving water, which will save you money. I know, Dove, you don't use so much water, your water bill goes down. Well, in the winter is where we use your water use rates to reset your sewer rate. Now, we don't have meters on the sewers. It doesn't make sense. But we have found using data that your water usage in the winter is connected to and proportional to the sewer rate. So we use this time period of 2 billing cycles to calculate your water use, and that will reset your sewer rate. So if you want to save money on your next year's Kaiser City Services bill, conserve water now, that'll save you money now, and then your sewer rate will reset in the new year. About March is when we'll go into the new rates. So we always, of course, encourage you to be wise with your water, replace leaky facilities, and watch for anything that's broken. And as we're getting into some of the cold weather, make sure that your outside connections are well wrapped so you don't end up with any broken pipes in winter, because that's always a lot of fun. Not. So water sewer reset time. Speaking of storms, I don't know if all y'all noticed, we had a pretty stiff windstorm the other day, and if you were doing any leaf peeping, it's now on the ground. Mother Nature is not only a really messy pruner, Mother Nature is also a really messy leaf blower. So the leaves are everywhere. So I would ask all of you, keep an eye out for storm drains that have leaves over them, because that keeps the water from being able to get out to the river through our storm drains. Our storm drains are in great shape because of our environmental services division. We do repairs, maintenance, and monitoring of our entire system now on a very regular basis. So the storm drains now are in good shape, but we have to make sure that the leaves get scooped off so that the water can go out to the river where we need it to go. So get those leaves scooped up into the green can, they'll get composted, the water goes to the river, and our streets and our sidewalks end up usable and visible for everyone. So if you need something to do on a cold, rainy evening, you might want to curl up with a good book. We can help you. The Kaiser Community Library is going to have their next sale on November 5th and 6th at the Kaiser Community Center. So come and get some great bargains, some reads that you've really been wanting to find. And again, if you wait until Saturday with the bag sale, you can load up on some fantastic books for you and your family for those cold winter evenings. The money raised from this book sale helps promote and pay for programming at the Kaiser Community Library. The library is housed inside of our wonderful Kaiser Cultural Center. We have our museum, our library, Kaiser Arts Association, and the Kaiser Homegrown Theater all live together in the Kaiser Cultural Center. There's other activities going on as well. There are art classes, art shows. The museum is open with some new fantastic interactive kiosks. And the Kaiser Homegrown Theater will be doing spooky readings this weekend. So go online and check out their offerings for Kaiser Homegrown Theater. Working together, all of our cultural arts have made sure that they can offer all of us in Kaiser a well-rounded cultural experience. And if you want to be outside, we have some fantastic, beautiful art all over town. We have an interactive map on the City of Kaiser website where you can click and see where our points of interest and our art, sculpture, and murals are located all over town. A new installation will be going in over at the corner of River Road and Judas. The City Council has on its agenda Monday to approve that site for the next installation of public art for all of us to enjoy. Last, to wrap up this segment, is our Parks Master Plan. You know, we have 19 parks. We love our parks, and our new master plan is just about ready for prime time. It's been going through the parks process. You were invited to be part of many of the surveys and information gathering. We always want you to attend the parks meetings to find out more. So this will be the last parks meeting in November, looking at the master plan before it goes to a council work session on November 29th. And again, you are welcome to attend. Come and hear what's in the parks master plan. What do we miss? What do we need to add? What do you love? And let's get that in there, because we have to have it in the parks master plan to apply for grants and other funding to help us build the things we need. Now, I got to tell you that on your city services bill, that parks fee has gone a tremendously long way in maintaining and adding to the usability of all of our parks. All of our parks have gotten love, from maintenance to trees to sports courts to playgrounds, that we really needed. This Parks Master Plan will talk about what's next. What do we anticipate we're going to need for a growing city with more children, more families that want to be outside in that wonderful fresh air and sunshine, or go stomping through puddles on a rainy day. I know my kids always enjoyed that. So again, the Parks Master Plan, get involved, and then you'll be able to see where you can get involved in volunteering and being and enjoying our fabulous parks. So with that, I'd love to turn it over to Betty Hart from the Kaiser Fire District. Things have been hopping there. And one of the things that the Fire District has done this year is go live on Zoom for your meetings, which makes it so easy for people to attend and find out what our fabulous fire district is up to. Betty, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And you're right. Because of the risk of spreading COVID, we have met most of the year online, and you can join us too. There's a link on our website for the meeting. Once the agenda is there, it's on the agenda. So, and I'm really pleased about that. It makes it nice if you don't have to get in the car and drive someplace in the dark this time of year. But hopefully we will be back to meeting in person sometime in the next several months. It's hard to say. And thank you, Cathy, for mentioning the book sale for the Kaiser Community Library. As if I didn't have enough to do, I was recently elected to the Community Library Board. And so I'm pretty excited about the vision that that board has and where they want to go. And while I don't know very much about library management, I do know quite a bit about boards and other aspects of board work. So I'm looking forward to making a contribution there. You're really right about the Kaiser Fire District being busy, although it seems that it has smoothed off a bit. In July and August, we had over 600 calls a month each, and that's the most calls we've ever had. The only time we've ever had more than 600 calls in 1 month. But since then, it has leveled off to somewhere in the 500s, which is much more manageable and much less stressful. I mean, not only having 600 calls in a month being a big deal, of course, in July and August, we also were involved with some big fires around the state, and that added an extra pressure to our firefighters. This time of year, the fire district is usually involved in a lot of community things. And we still are, but not as many as usual. But the first thing I want to remind everybody about is that November 7th, which is next Sunday, we will be changing our clock. So you want to remember to set your clock maybe before you go to bed, and it's fall back. So you set your clock an hour earlier. I'm sure Pastor Dominguez will appreciate that, so you're not late for church. And but it's also a good time to check your smoke alarm. So you need your ladder and climb up, push the little button, and get them changed out if they're not working. The December 11th is the Kaiser Lights Parade, and so it's important to watch out for pedestrians because there will be people lined up on the street and the sidewalks watching the parade. It's always a great event. And the fire district has sort of figured out how to put themselves in places where they can respond if there's a call out. So they have at least one unit on the east side of on Chamorro Road, east of River Road, and one on the west side of River Road too. So they don't have to get people out of the way and cross River Road during the parade. And the 12th would ordinarily be our breakfast with Santa, but we have canceled that because we did not know whether or not it would be realistic to do it by the time December got here. And we have a lot of work. Well, I'm not involved in the work, but a lot of work needs to be done in advance in order to be ready for it. And, ordering supplies and getting equipment lined up and that sort of thing. So unfortunately, I always enjoy the pancake breakfast, and I'm hopeful we'll be able to do them again in 2022. On the 18th is Candy Cane Day. In the past, the fire trucks have been able to drive around the city. And so I got the word that sadly, Santa doesn't have enough elves or fire engines to cover all of the streets of Kaiser anymore. But you can still swing by the fire station on Saturday the 18th for drive-through Santa. And they'll have candy canes, and of course you'll get to see Santa. And so there is one other thing. So that's the main information. There will be more information on the fire district's Facebook page for sure about sending out more information about Candy Cane Day as it gets closer. Anyway, I wanted to mention one more thing that's not related to the fire district. I happen to be a member of the Kaiser Rotary Club. And last week, many of you know that we sell raffle tickets each year to raise money to help fund our projects that we do in the community. And we did not do that last year. So, but we are going to do it this year with the expectation that our raffle party will be held on the first Saturday in April. And that's when the drawing will take place. Of course, you don't need to be present to win. But I always think of the party as being a great bargain because your the food and fun that is there, you would have to pay the price of a raffle ticket to go there. I like to sell the raffle tickets, and I do it because it really does help the Kaiser community and our Rotary Club, the projects we do. And speaking of parks, one of the big projects we've done in the last year or two is to put in permanent exercise equipment in some of the Kaiser parks, so that adults who have their kids there can use the exercise equipment, or if they're taking a walk around the park. They can stop off and do other kinds of exercises, and they're made specifically to last a very long time. So that's a contribution that we have used our raffle money from the past project to do. So if you know me, watch out. I may be offering you a ticket to purchase. Yeah. Anyway, so I think that's it for now. And so thanks, Cathy.
Well, thank you so much, Betty. And the Kaiser Rotary Arboretum
Oh,
and
yes.
the Rotary and Tiger Creek Watershed Council and community members will be gathering down there on the 13th of November to plant some more trees and to do some maintenance around the existing trees. If you haven't seen the Arboretum, it's beautiful. Get down to Kaiser Rapids Park. It's that lower walking area near the boat ramp, a little east of there, toward the neighborhood. And those beautiful trees are identified by their species, and also there's one for every Rotary member. So thank you for Kaiser Rotary Club for, again, another beautiful addition to our community that's going to last a very long time and really speaks to the values of Kaiser with not only pride, spirit, and volunteerism, but our environment with those beautiful trees that are fantastic. So looking forward to getting down there with my muck boots and helping clean up.
Good. I plan to be there as well, although most of the time I avoid if I have to use too many muscles or that sort of thing. But this one's easy, spread the bark dust, that sort of thing. And Mark Collier's in charge, and he always does a good job getting things ready before the worker bees show up. So, the holes will be dug for new trees and all of that kind of thing. So thank you for mentioning that, Cathy.
You bet. And I believe we'll have some of our McNary leadership, JROTC. They often are involved with these projects. So I love that the projects we do at our parks involve many groups, and it's the all come. If you're not with a group, you're a Kaiserite. Come. Hey, you don't even have to be a Kaiserite. You be an honorary Kaiserite. Come.
Good point. Yes, the high school principal Jesperson has done a great job getting the kids involved in various things. And whenever we have the big project like this, there are usually a number of students that are there to participate.
And they do amazing work. So just really happy to have our next generation embracing pride, spirit, and volunteerism. Speaking of generations that definitely embrace pride, spirit, and volunteerism, the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce, you guys are just moving and a grooving. There is so much going on. And I got to be out on River Road last weekend with Corey Filardo, the executive director, and Fatima from the office in gathering food for the giving baskets. And there's so much more going on. Jonathan, bring us up to date on what's happening with the Kaiser Chamber and our businesses here in Kaiser.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, it's busy season for us. We have two busy seasons. We have the Kaiser Fest season, and then we have the Christmas season, and we love them both. As you mentioned, we had a great food collection helping the Kaiser Community Food Bank last weekend. It's to kind of get things going. And then moving into November, on November 3rd, we have our Kaiser Network of Women Luncheon at McNary. And you mentioned Eric Jesperson, he's the speaker this month. So, and I'll go over these dates pretty quickly, but they're all spelled out on our website at kaiserchamber.com. So if you need more information there or want to get plugged in, that's a great way to do it. On November 8th, the tags for the Giving Tree go out. These are the tags that we ask community members to purchase gifts for families in need. This year, we're helping 30 families from each of the schools in Kaiser, from elementary up through high school. And we've also been able to add Kaiser kiddos who are in the teen parent program and also the Barbara Roberts middle and high schools. So we've been able to add 2 more schools to our list this year. So we're super excited about that. but on November 8th, those tags go out. You can find trees to get those tags. Right now, the list is ever growing, but right now we have Columbia Bank, Willamette Valley Bank, Physique Fitness, the Courthouse, Mommy and Maddie's, and Kaiser Liquor. Those will be those, you can find tags there. And then those tags are due back no later to the tree that you picked them up from. They're due back with the unwrapped gift by December 3rd. So keep that in mind. And then we get to Thanksgiving on November 25th. We have our turkey dash right here, still using the mug. So the turkey dash will happen this year. And I can tell you from experience that you feel much less guilty eating a big Thanksgiving dinner after you've run or walk a 5K in the morning. It's very good for the conscience. So I highly recommend it. But again, that will start at Lowe's, wrap through the Gubster neighborhood, and then back to the start. I want to thank our presenting sponsor, Bark Boys, has stepped up to make sure that happens. And then Lowe's is always so generous in donating the space to us. So thank you very much for those two companies. And then we get into December, and Christmas is in full swing. December 7th, we're lighting the Christmas tree at Wallery Plaza, just off River Road. The event starts at 6. Santa will arrive at 6:15 and help us light the tree. And then we will be fully into holiday mode. Then the next day on December 8th, we'll be sorting all the food for the giving baskets. December 9th, we're wrapping all the presents, and a big shout out to the Lions Club this year. They have given us their building and parking lot to help us sort and then distribute from. So that's going to be, I think, a very easy place for drivers to get in and out of, and for deliveries to be made. So we're excited about that. And then December, as Betty mentioned, December 11th is when in the morning the giving baskets go out. So we always need drivers there. It's very easy to do. You show up, you tell us how many families you want to deliver to, 1, 2, 3, 4. We give you a food box and a box of presents for each of those families. We also give you a map to where the families are located, and we send you on your way to deliver those. And it's a lot of fun. I've done it for several years now, and it's very exciting. They're always so excited to get the presents, and it's great. So if you're interested in driving, please contact the chamber and we can get you whatever you need to do signed up there. And then also that evening at 6 o'clock, the Jingle Dash, another 5K, starts on River Road. It goes up and down River Road. And then following the Jingle Dash, the Holiday Lights Parade starts. Again, our presenting sponsor for the Holiday Lights Parade this year is Cascade Floors. They've really stepped up to make that happen, and we appreciate that. And then we have several other sponsors who are helping with marching bands. And I'm excited that marching bands are coming back this year, because that's always a fun part of the parade, any parade. So we're excited for that. A big thanks to the City of Kaiser, to the Kaiser Police, and to the Kaiser Fire Department. They're always so accommodating to make that parade happen. And we know it's a lot of work, and we appreciate the support we get from those groups. So then that gets us through December 11th, and then pretty much on December 12th, we all collapse, because it's been about 3 weeks of a dead sprint, but it's worth it, and the community has been so great in helping make all that happen. We couldn't do it without the community. So thank you all. I thank you all for that. I'd also like to give a shout or a plug to our small businesses in Kaiser. This year, as you're thinking about your Christmas shopping, the newspaper is all doom and gloom about all of the Christmas presents stuck on ships off the coast of California. I can tell you that there are many of our small businesses that have great Christmas gifts, and they're here. They're not on ships. They're here and ready for you to buy. So I would encourage you this year in particular to take a look at some of the small businesses up and down River Road and all over Kaiser. If you need a list of ideas, we'd be happy to help you at the chamber. But there's all kinds of options of great local businesses that not only they support the community, but they provide jobs for members of the community. So when you're thinking about your Christmas shopping, think about if you can buy it at Kaiser first. That would be great, because like I said, we have small businesses that are stocked up and ready to help you with those gifts. So, and then after the first of the year, of course, we roll into our First Citizen awards. We are planning to go live in person again this year, so we're excited about that in January. But what I wanted to point out is that on December 13th, the application packets for the awards are going to be out. We give an award for, of course, the first citizen, for the merchant of the year, and for a service to education. And then we're not quite finalized with it yet, but I think there's going to be another exciting new award this year that I think folks are going to be very excited about, that might have something to do with our youth. So it's not finalized yet, so I can't say too much more, but I'm excited about it as well. And then finally, we've been doing our greeters moving forward. We're back in person for that. And a big shout out to the rec for letting us use a lot of our businesses. Greeters has grown to the point where a lot of our businesses can't host them in their facilities anymore. And the rec has a really great space there with tables and a stage and stuff. And then they've also given us help with sound and things like that. So they've really stepped up to help with greeters. So big shout out to Tim and the crew over at the rec for their help. And with that, I think I'm done.
So if anybody wants to get involved, again, that pride spirit and volunteerism, there's opportunities everywhere,
Yes.
from, coming and wrapping gifts to helping out at the parade to helping out with our youth. There's so many ways to get involved. And I just love that our Kaiser Chamber has been so expansive in making sure that it's about the entire community and that our businesses are us. When we talk about business and so forth, it's not an us versus them. It's an all skate, as they say. So fantastic. Really looking forward to the holiday season and serving so many of the families in our community. Speaking of families in our community, Pastor Dominguez, always good to see you. How are you today? And share with us what's going on in the community and how we can continue to support and care for one another. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I apologize for not being on time. I just jumped from one meeting to another. We were involved in a community faith meeting this morning with several pastors. And when you get several pastors together, watch out. I'm glad I got out of that meeting. So to be on this one. But talking about pastors, I just want to shout out to the pastors. This is Pastors Appreciation Month. And we bless all of the pastors in our community, the hard work that you are doing in your congregations in the community and serving people. So be encouraged, keep up the good work. Yeah, this is an excellent time of year, by the way, as I was listening to Jonathan talking about our small businesses. Ditto to that. Let's support our small businesses. They need our business. We don't need to buy gifts on a ship. We can buy them right here in Kaiser, right? And bless our business community. And we're just so thankful for our business people here in Kaiser. We were talking about and praying for them this morning in our community faith meeting. And we're just so excited about the spirit of volunteerism, the generosity of our business people. Bless them. We bless our business people. And it's an excellent time of the year in the Latino community. This is a time to eat tamales. This is a time where we celebrate with tamales and mole and all kinds of traditional Spanish food. And here at the Light of the Valley, we're preparing, as Betty was talking about her raffle. Betty, I'll buy a raffle from you. Just call me up and I'll buy a raffle. And so here at Light of the Valley Church, we're getting ready. We have to do some equipment updates here at the church. And so we're going to be, the church will be selling tamales. So if you're interested in buying some really good tamales, I tell you, authentic, and we'll make them the way you want them. Just let us know. You can just Light of the Valley Church there. But yeah, we're raising some funds. I was at a Young Life banquet on Thursday, so encouraged by what we saw there, the testimonies of young people. Our young people, we really need to support our young people. And we're thankful for people like Mr. Jesperson out at McNary, the hard work that he's doing with our high school and the support of the of the young people. Just a great event, great stories, great people out at Young Life that are helping young people get through this most difficult time of understanding who they are, the purpose in their life, the plan in their life, and just heard some great stories. We're able to support and help. I have a church member who is a part of Young Life, and she says, "Pastor, come to the event." And I go, "Oh, okay, we'll try." So we went to the event. We had a great time. Last time I was here, we talked about COVID testing. We've had some people that have come to the church, had some COVID testing, and we've been able to help them in that way. But we also have activities that are coming up. We have an activity where we gather with pastors and we encourage them. We're able to hear them and what are some of their needs, and we try to help as much as we can. But that's all I have for the report. Betty, make sure you get a hold of me. And Jonathan, we're praying for the business people, the chamber, and what you guys are doing out there. We really do appreciate you guys. God bless you guys.
Thank you so much, Pastor. And thank you to all of our pastors and our faith community leaders who have been so instrumental in helping us, keep focus, keep positive, and take care of one another during a time period that has been fraught with rapid change and uncertainty, and to keep the caring and love for one another first and foremost, for ourselves, our family, and our community. Thank you so much, Pastor. I want to remind everybody that there are lots of changes happening, and I want to give a big shout out to one change that's happening at the city of Kaiser, and that is we have one of our canines and his person have both retired as of this week. You saw it on my Facebook page, thanking Officer Eric Jefferson and his dog Buster, who have both said thank you very much. It's been a wonderful career, and they both retired together. I love that about our canine program, where the handlers and the dogs are so much more than a team. In most cases, in a large number of cases, the canine handler at the end of the canine officer's career does adopt the dog for the remainder of their life. And Officer Jefferson has chosen to do that as well. The city sells the dog because it's an asset to the handler if they so choose, and then they are obligated for the dog's care and maintenance and just loving on that dog for the remainder of their years. Officer Jefferson didn't handle this one dog. He had 3 during his career. He had Nico, Czar, and now Buster. So thank you to Officer Jefferson. Thank you to our canine handlers. This is a very specialized program through the Kaiser Police Department, and our canine officers are much beloved and very valuable members of our Kaiser Police Department. So all the best to Officer Jefferson, all the best to Canine Officer Buster in retirement, and thank you so much for your service. Wanted to let people know that after the conclusion of this broadcast, we will be having a Coffee with Cathy live. And thanks for folks for mentioning the Rec, which was the former Town and Country Lanes. They have also offered a larger space for us to do a Coffee with Cathy live. We did some outdoor ones this afternoon. Well, earlier this year. Wow. It's a little too cold now to do that. And a lot of our restaurants have really constrained spaces and staffing. So, and I've always tried to make sure that I bring the Coffee with Cathy events to our local businesses. It's important to bring people in and really support our local businesses and go to different places. So I have the opportunity, I hope, to hear from more and more people in the community at these monthly events. So thank you to the Rec for hosting it this month. will be upstairs in one of their large meeting rooms. So again, we can spread out. And I know that helps people feel a lot more comfortable as we want to continue to protect one another and to operate in very helpful ways. And so, you know, the whole face covering and so forth, unless you're eating and drinking. And I was mentioning to somebody earlier, as the pandemic changes up and down and so forth, there's a couple of things that will never change. It will always be a good idea to have clean hands. It will always be a good idea to not cough and sneeze on people. And it will always be a good idea to stay home when you're sick. And I'm hoping that on that last one, that we can really look at our systems that over the years created a culture where going to work sick was actually celebrated. People said, hey, I'm tough, I went, even though I felt horrible. No, we need to look at our policies and our practices and our procedures that help us to operate in a much more healthful manner on a public health scale. And I know that cities and counties are looking at our personnel policies and procedures. And I think system-wide, we're looking at how do we have a better and a broader conversation in our businesses, our workplaces, and our policies that allow people to, when they're sick, to keep that to themselves, please. Sharing is not caring, and heal, and then come back and be ready to operate at their workplace, in their place of learning in a healthful manner. This is going to be a larger and longer term conversation because this is so baked into so many of our systems in our workplace, in our schools, and in our culture. And I look forward to that conversation really going beyond the pandemic itself and into a much more healthful culture. So with that, Ramiro Navarro was scheduled to be with us today and update us on transit. And I know life happens, especially when you're the parent of young children. But I do want to update you on a few things that are happening with transit because I had the opportunity to share with OMPOC, which is the Oregon Municipal Planning Organization Consortium. I know that's a mouthful. On a statewide meeting yesterday, and some of the great things happening with transit. And I think most people have noticed, but I just want to celebrate it again. 7-day-a-week service is now what we're offering through Salem Kaiser Transit in the first time in the history of that transit district. That's huge for our community, and it's been a very difficult status to achieve, to be able to offer 7-day-a-week service, but working hard to find the funding, to find the operations model that was going to be work with the system and the funding. Chariots has remained determined to get to 7-day-a-week service, and we now have that. And they figured out how to clean buses, keep their drivers safe, to have operations for their passengers to be in a safe and healthful environment. It's a win all the way around. So congratulations to the Salem Kaiser Transit District for now being a full 7-day-a-week service system. Also want to remind people to go onto their website. There is work underway now, and we have a beautiful Kaiser Transit Center right here up by Starbucks at Kaiser Station. Work to site one in South Salem is back underway. They've had a couple of iterations, and it's so important for the operation of the entire system that they get it placed in a way that's going to serve as a hub, just like the Kaiser one serves as a hub for us. So I'm looking forward to the transit district adding a South Salem hub that will help enhance the service system-wide. The other thing I want to highlight is the arrival of the electric buses. The transit district applied for and got not one, but 2 grants for purchasing electric buses, and they're putting them on Route 11. Route 11 does end up at Kaiser Station, and they do have the charging stations there. But this is such a wonderful way to pilot how they're going to use these electric buses on the busiest route that they have. Our 9 and 19 that go up and down River Road, they're busy, and they're number 2. Number 1 is Lancaster, and that's Route 11. I'm so excited that the transit district worked hard to get the funding to purchase these electric buses, find out how they're going to work with our system, how they're going to be reliable, and they're also going to be use it behind an electric bus or our compressed natural gas buses in traffic. Those days of, well, those stinky buses, those are days of the past. You sit behind one of our transit buses now, and they're wonderful. They're clean, they're energy efficient, and they are healthful as they move through our communities, providing much needed and essential service of transit for people who need to or choose to or both use transit as one of their transportation options. So I want to thank Ramiro for his hard work representing Kaiser on that, on the Kaiser Fire, I looked at Betty, on the Salem Kaiser Transit Board. If you need to get a hold of him, of course, we'll put his email in the chat, and you can always go to their website. And their meetings are also on Zoom, so you can watch the transit meetings and get their agendas and packets online, so you can be fully engaged with one of our very important partners here in the Salem Kaiser area, our Chariots Transit District. Well, we're going to wrap up the program today. We've heard a lot about what's going on in the community, how you and we can get involved. We've seen that we have opportunities to get ready for this winter season and being prepared, and our holiday season for pride, spirit, and volunteerism, generously helping one another, and of course, shop local. I will be issuing the annual Small Business Saturday. That's the proclamation later in November, to remind everybody once again that shopping local is keeping our dollars here and multiplying their benefit to the community. Monday night, I will be issuing two proclamations. One is for our Native American History Month. So really want to encourage people to become more and more informed, more connected with the Native American history, not just from the past, but the present and the future, the partnership and the wonderful rich heritage provided to our community because of the Native American peoples who are here and on the land that we live. The two tribal nations that are most prevalent right here from the Kalapuya would be the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde and the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians. So I want to thank, honor, and celebrate these wonderful tribal nations and our community partners and community members right here in the Kaiser area. I'll also be issuing a proclamation for Veterans Day, where we thank, honor, and salute the service of all of the military members and families here in the Kaiser area. And we're very thankful for the service of every person and their families who have served our nation in its defense and in preserving our liberty and freedom. So thank you to our veterans. I want to thank these wonderful community partners here today: Betty Hart from the Kaiser Fire District, Jonathan Thompson from the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce, Pastor Jose Dominguez from La Luz de Valle Church, and Ramiro Navarro from the Salem Kaiser Transit District. I hope you have all a great day, a great holiday season, and we'll see you again next month for the November edition of Coffee with Cathy. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to stop the Facebook Live.
Thanks, Cathy, and thank you, Pastor Dominguez. I'll be in touch.
All right.